How is it? It's Friday, right? I'm not saying there's a new one. That's fucking weird. I should have got like a couple roast beef sandwiches and just those fucking two. Where are you taking me?
You know, Cloud, just between you and me, I really, really like Alexander. I mean, who wouldn't? A giant robot! I sometimes contemplate doing something wicked in the hopes I might get to see him up close. Suffice it to say, I await your next exciting discovery with bated breath.
How the fuck am I getting up there? Huh. That's fucking weird. Huh. Where are you taking me? You can shoot over that side again. I'm gonna... Okay. For the grappling hook? Oh, no shit. That's cool. Okay, I got it now. Now I'm gonna fucking jump on this. Hell yeah. That's fucking sick.
Why do people say split arrow is the most useless skill? If you pick split arrow to start, it may look super cool now. But if there are no mobs, when it splits off, its damage output is still 0. Looks great, terrible utility.
Well, meanwhile, the world of Hollywood has been ripped, torn apart by a brand new controversy. It's the controversy between a human named Justin Baldoni and another human named Blake Lively. Now, you probably heard of Blake Lively. She's an actress who's married to Ryan Reynolds. Justin Baldoni is significantly less famous, but they did make a movie together called It Ends With Us. Along the lines of that, this month, some of the re-enters her life related to perfect areas of neurosurgery. I of course will not see a film like that because I have nothing. So that's not a man movie. That is a movie that is made. In any case, this film became the subject of 1,000 think pieces and 2 massive lawsuits because, as it turns out, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, the stars of the film, they didn't get all the
No.
There is speculation that Blake Lively actually brought in her movement by Reynolds to help take over creative control of the film, and Baldoni was showing up at press events, and then Baldoni hired County Deputy Crisis and NPR was doing some strange things during her press tour. She was criticized for her demo for supposedly a fairly serious movie about the use of airport people who see this movie relate to the topics of this movie on a deeply personal level. They're really going to talk to you and get to that second people, and they're going to want to tell you about their lives. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to talk to you, what's the best way for them to talk to you about this? How important do they
location share. I can just location share you, and then we can.
He's literally asking what would you say to somebody who's talking about you. Just like, you don't have to remember what happened right now. And then the interview that Charles did. Let's get this over with. From 2016. in which she was being very weird with her co-star, the Club Cafe Society, which was the other guy.
We're talking about you got two nice ones. They are
Have fun.
not months. Wait, like the movie or Woody Alexander?
That's it. Let's finish this. All done.
As I'm saying, his wardrobe is beautiful. Everybody's wardrobe, his that's celebrating. Cyrus can't say that. No. Oh, he's a good father with his being top eyes. It's just like trying to feel it.
These are good news. What's happening right now?
That
That is
There's so much warmth of everything.
yeah, it's not just the women that the clothes. But it's very nice conversation, but it's like every detail with everything.
Yeah, so it was amazing to look at.
Okay, so I mean, first of all, Hollywood actresses are very largely weird. I'm just gonna put that out there. Also, I didn't realize the part was done for this Coyote Ugly. I didn't realize he was the actress. In any case, in December, Blake Lively filed a legal complaint against Baldoni's Wayfarer Studio. She claims harassment, retaliation, failure to investigate or prevent harassment, aiding and abetting harassment, breach of contract, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligence, false slight invasion of privacy, interference with respect to economic advantage. And Lively had set forth a list of 30 HR-related demands to be about Baldoni and the production. Those demands included no more showing of nude videos and images of Lively or her employees, no mentions of Baldoni's addiction or discussion of personal numbers, no more inquiries about Lively's religious beliefs or weight, and all intimate scenes to be choreographed in advance. But it's more known. Many of these accusations are taken wildly out of context.
Well done. That concludes my early analysis of the Corel Summon Crystals. I can't tell you how grateful I am for everything you've helped me learn about Alexander.
Well, she
Thank you.
Ah,
Though you have yet to obtain the requisite materia, as I recall, you'll first need to confront the Divine via the combat simulator.
of the PR campaign. The New York Times says, well, she claimed Baldoni had improvised on wanton kissing and disgusting flight, including encounters in which he said he may not have received consent. Mr. Keating, the producer of JD, had shown her video of his wife naked, she said, and he had watched Miss Lively in her trailer when she was topless and having body makeup removed despite her asking him to look away. She said both men repeatedly entered her makeup trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including when she was breastfeeding. And then the MPs had a bunch of text messages and emails between Baldoni and his PR team. Baldoni ended up being dropped from William Moore's agency, which is one of the biggest agencies in the world. Lively claimed she missed hosting at SNL because of the Baldoni smear campaign. And then Baldoni is now counter-suing. He sued the New York Times for $250 million. He claims that Ryan Reynolds aggressively berated him. Lively then sued Baldoni officially. And yesterday, Baldoni sued Lively and Reynolds for $400 million. Well, joining us online to discuss the details of this salacious story is my friend Megan Kelly, journalist and host of the Megan Kelly Show. Okay, Megan, so I need you to walk me through the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni scandal here, because I will be frank with you, until my producers put this on my agenda, I literally had no idea this was happening because I've not seen a movie with either of these people, I think, maybe ever. So, explain.
Okay, here's the top line. Here's the top line. It's a dispute between two Hollywood actors that's, on every one of the tabloid magazines, etc. And effectively what I think has happened here, and the reason I think people are interested in this, is because she has made herself into the new Amber Heard. And he is the new Johnny Depp. That's what's caught people's attention. She had a round of negative publicity with this movie she did, It Ends With Us, about domestic violence, across which she starred from Justin Baldoni, who was the male actor lead and was also the director of production. So they started it, came out, she suffered through a round of somewhat negative press because, as often happens when these stars drop a movie, people start digging around for other interviews with them, etc. And she started a course of, she seems like kind of a jerk. Wow, she's kind of a bully because she's rather mean. And to people who are less powerful than she is, less vulnerable than she is, and so on. Let's not forget she's married to Ryan Reynolds, who's one of the biggest stars in the world. I mean, his fame dwarfs hers. The point is she's part of a power couple. And whatever, it kind of passed. It was over. But like a lot of Vince and Hollywood types, she couldn't stand the news that it was still in any way out there. And she decided to file a complaint with the California Human Rights Division. But that was really, I believe, and was alleged by Justin's lawyers now, just to set up so that she could give the New York Times cover to do a huge hit piece on him and attempted rehab of her, saying, oh, that was an organic round of bad press. It was Justin Baldoni and his PR team trying to hurt her. The reason he allegedly did this is because she had accused him during the filming of the movie of sexual harassment. So she's a Me Too victim.
It won't take long.
And all the things on her is actually that was all big shot. Any higher
What if we cloned a bunch of fairies? Blast those baddies into oblivion!
Catch us.
What about Eva?
Yeah, there are a lot of lines. So first,
It's on now.
God,
We're supposed to be scientists.
I'll let you get back to being a perv.
About this case that showed, for example, a text showing how Justin and his PR team were out to spear poor innocent Blake, conspiring, saying, look at this article in the Daily Mail saying she's terrible and she's about to be canceled. And the other PR hack writes that, you're that good. And the first PR hack writes, yeah, can you believe me? This is part of their evidence against the evil Justin team. And then Ryan Friedman and his lawyer, his legal complaint against the Times, shows you the whole text exchange, which the Times had reprinted, in which they use sarcasm emoji, and the woman saying I did it explicitly says, except I didn't do it. And they're lamenting that they didn't do it, but everybody's going to believe that they did do it, but they didn't. That's one piece of it. Now in this lawsuit that he just filed again, it's the second lawsuit by Brian Rubin on behalf of Justin. This is against Blake, Ryan Reynolds, and their PR hack. And what they're alleging is that they had nothing to do with that negative round of press that Blake suffered last summer, that it was organic, but that they did have internal PR meetings about what they might have to do because this woman, Leslie Sloan, who works for Ryan and Blake, was dropping hit piece after hit piece on Justin, and that Blake had spent the entire prior year trying to wrest control of this movie away from Justin Baldoni. He's his film, he's the director, he's the producer, he wrote about the book, he got the idea for it, and she's such a brat that she wanted to control every scene, wanted to see all the dailies, wanted to do her own cut, and did her own cut of the movie. All this is very unusual for just an actress in the film, even if she's the lead, and she's now trying to turn this whole thing into a PR victory for her to get past what appears to be the fact that she is an egotistical bully.
It's more of this enrollment for a secure homeowner. Well, when is the last time you actually checked the title of your secure home? The answer is you've never done that. So you need to know about an alarming crime in the social scheme. Help example a single document called a quick claim deed. One of the most important of these documents use your information to add a big signature and obtain a notary single claim to be filed. Once filed, now the signature will be transferred out the date without your knowledge. And here's what's really happening. These scammers aren't after your house, they're after your equity. They use your property as collateral for loans, and they vanish, leaving you with devastating financial and legal mess to clean up. Unfortunately, there is a
Upon analyzing the data from LifeSpring, I was able to locate a new transmuter chip. The chip can be found in a village abandoned due to desertification. This erosion will spread if left unchecked, and eventually the entire village will be swallowed by the sands. Do try to collect the chip before that happens.
The killers are not already evicted. The description, this whole thread does everything New York Times piece. And the allegations, just the way the Times reported it, seem pretty bad. He's like, oh, he's showing her, one of the producers is showing her naked pictures of his wife. He's talking about, now, they walked in on her emotionally breastfeeding, even if she said not to. But it's her telling. Percentage seems to fall apart, correct?
Yes, so Brian Friedman, in that first lawsuit against the Times, produced the text messages, and I've seen them all. And it shows that, if you take the two that you alleged, the alleged that they subjected poor Blake Lively to was by Justin's business partner, who's a producer of the film, from Wayfair, that's the name of their company, who she has a birth scene in the movie. And he showed her a still shot from his wife's delivery of their child, which I've also seen. You can't see any R-rated parts at all. It's actually a really lovely artistic photo of a husband with his arms around his wife in a bathtub and the baby on top of the wife. There's no badge. There's nothing, right? It's like, it's not by any stretch of the imagination. But poor Blake was subjected to this picture, which is just an example of how she loves to play the victim. And what about burst in on me uninvited when I was breastfeeding my child? She says we should run lines together. He's like, anytime. And she's like, come on over. I'm breastfeeding the baby in the trailer, but come on over. Like, it's written there, black and white. She invited him in, and a lot of women are comfortable having someone around when they breastfeed, so it's not so weird, especially in Hollywood, for him to assume, yeah, I guess she's fine with this, because she did let him in. Ryan Reynolds comes up terribly. He had them over to their penthouse in New York, and Taylor Swift was believed to be there, according to this latest complaint. It was Blake Lively's BFFs at BFF.
Oh.
And what they allege is that they blacked out all the names, so I think it's Taylor. The three of them sat there and they berated Justin for, things that were going on the set that they didn't like. They took control of the script. Blake personally, with Ryan's help, rewrote scenes. Again, not within the purview of an actress. And then after that, they have text messages.
Yeah, they're fucking
Blake
crazy.
tells Justin, this is the latest lawsuit. I know you've never watched Game of Thrones, but when you get around to watching it, you realize that's dragons in the business, right? None of us have ever heard of Justin. Who the hell is he? I guess he's in some small thing I never saw, but she's saying every day, my dragon star of the planet, biggest star of the planet, and mine will hurt you unless I get your way. So, allegations have fallen apart, and I was not really bullied, I was just targeted, allegations have fallen apart. Johnny Depp on her show that she was the bully, she was the one harassing him, and this guy who had, comparatively very little power was forced now to come out and tell the truth about Blake Lively.
So, this is all more fascinating than I thought it would be, to be honest with you. And I have to say that the blowback to Ryan Reynolds, I think, is going to be pretty severe, because his image is this cool guy, very easy to get along with, friends with everybody, jokey. But it turns out that he's standing sort of in the wings and shadows, ready to go after anybody crossing Blake Lively's bizarre machinations. That is not great for him.
No, and by the way, good luck to Blake Lively in getting hired again, because all of her diva antics are coming out, and she is behind the scenes. And now this whole lawsuit and the New York Times thing, she's now filed against him as well. So it's a terrible move by her and them, PR-wise. But I really one of the things that like Justin was allegedly bad shaming, because she was shooting this movie, she was and she was trying to get back to shame. Now they produce the text messages about Baldoni and team in this latest lawsuit against her, showing Justin being like, don't worry about any of that, we can shoot any scenes that require, exposure. At the end of the movie, when, you feel better about things, this is the last thing you should have to worry about. They got you, right? It was going to be alleged that shaming that Ryan Reynolds went over and over. That's been exporting from the press was when he went to the train. It was either his trainer or her trainer or the trainer on the set, and he asked how much Blake makes, and that was terrible, right? It was just documented because
Hold up now.
Disc issues, and was worried because he had to pick her up in a scene, like, officer to gentleman style, and he was very concerned about his discs. He didn't want to go to her and be like, hey, how much do you weigh? Because no man wants to do that. So he goes to the trainer to say, can you let me know? He didn't give to. You see the text with him and Blake being like, please don't worry about this at all, I got you. It's just the picture they're painting of him is so gross. It's another Amber Johnny situation in my opinion.
Wow. That is a wild story, and I appreciate you sharing all those details with me that I certainly would not have read on my own.
Maybe it's got you?
You got me. I'm interested in this now, which is why you have to accept the Megan Kelly show bringing it over to Megan. She does a great job with all the issues, including this one. Megan, really appreciate the time. And congratulations on next week. Next week will be awesome. You have big plans?
Congratulations to us all.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a big one. And God bless, because I think those executive orders we're going to get before he even finishes the inaugural ceremony are going to have us.
All 2024s must go. You got huge discounts on all remaining 2024 vehicles. When you think deals, think tickets. Last chance to get into a new 2024 and clearance prices. Things are quantities.
Got lots to talk about, that's for sure. Holy cow.
And we have with us joining us a special guest this morning, Bryce Reason. How you doing? I'm doing good. What's the 3-day weekend that he's talking about?
Yeah, I'm curious.
The legacy media has given up. In light of CNN now reporting the facts as they are on the ground with the town of Los Angeles looking at MSNBC being spun off from Comcast, well, folks, we're going to tell you that real fast things are a-changing. The legacy media falling behind the new media. We'll show you what Wolf had to say. Hello folks, welcome back to our channel. We as ever endeavor to explain entertainment, keep you ahead of the culture curve, and we love doing so. A passion? Yes, indeed. All we ask is that you click the like button, and folks, we'll get started with a very, very interesting piece today on CNN. Trying not to become MSNBC. Is that even still their own name? I'll tell you, the legacy media has gone insane. Yeah, go get some!
Let's go.
Big policy, what we are going to say is that something has shifted dramatically when even CNN now is no longer protecting Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom. And I would suspect it's because the new media, the next gen media, such as what you're watching right now, is beating the pants off them and they can't do this anymore. We're going to watch the video in just a minute. But I want to show you this as well. Out of reason. This is by Joe Lancaster. It says Gavin Newsom prohibits offering to buy people's property. And I want to show you what some of this incompetence is doing. The government is using the state of emergency power to make unsolicited offers to buy people's property in fire-affected areas, quote, for an amount less than the fair market value of the quote. And you want to look at this and you say, well, that's a good thing, right? We don't want people to take advantage of it. Oh, but wouldn't that be optimistic? Let's look into the details, the minutiae and some of the sense. Let's see if they have fixed the problem and don't have water in the language yet. Wildfires continue raging across Southern California, so far killing more than 2 dozen people. Goes on to talk about we can just say, folks, it's burned down an area larger than the city of Paris. That's a factual statement. On January 7th, Newsom issued a state of emergency. Okay? There's a state of emergency. Let's go down to the new executive order. As families mourn, the last thing they need is greedy speculators taking advantage of their value, Newsom said in the statement. I have heard firsthand from community members and victims who have received unsolicited and predatory offers from speculators offering cash far below market value. Some of their homes were burning. We will not allow greedy developers to rip off these working-class communities at a time when they need this more than ever before. Today's executive order gives homeowners breathing room and protection by prohibiting unsolicited lowball offers for the property in fire-affected areas, added California Attorney General Rob Bonta, Newsom issued an order for a state of emergency, which is how they handle the pandemic. Now, here's what's actually going on, folks. This is preventing you from receiving an offer for your property that is less than what it was valued at the beginning of January. Guess what? All of that property is worth less today because it's part of a hellscape. All of that property is worth less today than it was at the beginning of January. So what this actually is doing is it's preventing people from receiving offers to pay your rent. Because let's go. Beginning of January. You're done. And I'm just going to throw this at you. That's a no. There's another thing here, though, which is it might be preventing people from leaving California. Of course it is. It's also socialism. I can point that out as well. Which is socialism is just a better framing. The government coming in and saying that they have to say in whether you can sell your property for the value that you want to sell it. There can be any number of reasons that it might be to the advantage of the owner. There may have been something like a building on the property being condemned and not being under public scrutiny, that it was condemned, or things like that people may want to get out. People may just want to be out of that area. They may want to cut them off. The government has no business. If someone is in need of money and someone wants to say, I will buy it for this much, the government has the right to say, no matter what that value is that's being offered, to come and say, no, you can't do that. They maybe should produce some kind of public awareness campaign. They maybe should do some kind of advocacy group. But trying to say that the government has a yes or no, especially considering the stories we're hearing about red tape and bureaucracy there, who is the person who gets to decide whether or not these properties get sold? I don't know who they are, but I don't trust them. So, well, here's the thing, and I'd love to see what the rest of the panel thinks. We're playing a CNN clip in just a minute. Imagine that you just owned in the Palisades a 16-bedroom home. Let's say that it was 15,000 square feet. Let's say it was immaculate, worth millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, and it's burned to the ground. And everything around it is burned to the ground. Your beautiful paradise on earth now looks like the aftermath of a hellscape. It's all ashen and rough. It looks like the inside of a chimney. And you can't receive an offer from someone that's less than what the property was worth when it was a 16-bedroom, 15,000 square foot home. You can't receive it. And you want to talk about terrorizing organizations like they're not going to make an offer now because, well, we don't have control of California. And what do you think about it?
Well, and the school used to live in California, as someone who used to live actually in Encino, in that particular area. California makes it a living hell, pretty much, for you to live there. Cost of living, cost of living business, cost of living a house, all of that.
Oh, you gotta make it.
But you have zero say in whether or not I, as a homeowner, choose to sell my property. What they're calling predatory practices is something that's been going on since time before. It's like, hey, I've seen enough money. That I offer you. We're not obligated to do this. We're not obligated to accept that offer. If you do, it's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take my money, go somewhere else, and rebuild. If that's what you should choose to do. But that should be up to you, not up to whether or not the state,
Might
and
as
there's
well
a
read
reason
the
why
other
I call it
traps
the People's
then.
Republic of
Life
California,
was a hell of a lot simpler back
whether or
in
not
old
you do
Midgard.
what
We
you want
were good,
with your
Shinra was
own
bad,
property.
and if we took
This
them
isn't
out, the
about
world would be all right.
protecting the people.
So what's
Okay?
changed?
This is
Not a
about
damn
the
thing.
governor's.
Shinra's still going down, but coming back here, I see how I got tunnel vision. And not because Shinra was all I had to think about. Because I didn't want to think about anything else. Saving the planet's important. But I put a lot of personal stuff on the back burner, and I shouldn't have. I and the others helped give me that clarity.
Mortal match.
Just wish
Light
I
up.
could have got it sooner.
Which credit allow you to pay no interest until 2025. Here's what you can find out. Log into your Intuit credit card. Log in from the streets of the morning. Like the credit that numbers that insurance.
We won't hold back. Brace yourself. Calm down.
The details of this case are almost too out there to believe. They sound like something out of a movie, but they're not. This really happened. This case takes place in Puyallup, Washington, not too far from Tacoma. That's where 68-year-old William Vossler lived with his wife, 66-year-old Eileen Vossler. For a time, the couple's son, 33-year-old Shane Vossler, also lived in the home with his girlfriend.
My sensors indicate the presence of a unique life form. Were very identified.
A very
protocol. Your eyes have long since atrophied. Humans rely on their sense of smell. It was exempt with just products to break down nutrients.
It's not over yet.
Kept to themselves, so their disappearance was reported at least for a while. Eventually, a series of
Go for it.
Yes, it's my turn!
things out. There were 3 well-known checkpoints, one in November, made after Sue got
Led to a steady increase in foot traffic.
She was considering mental health. Someone saw the post and called for another check of the home. Everything seemed normal there. There were no
Travelers,
danger.
must understand
The time
Still turn this around.
Follow my lead.
Analyzing biological data.
two
Take
other
over.
sons. So they were house keys and unlocked the door. One of the sons went inside first and quickly came running to think there was a body on the blood. This body was later determined to be stupid. Medical examiners say died from a gunshot wound to the head. Sheriff's deputies then got a search warrant, and once inside found 2 more bodies belonging to William and Eileen. They've been stored in the garage of prison. William has written 2 handwritten notes reading, quote, July 24th, 4:45 a.m. And the other note read, quote, July 24th, 3
I know
that cause of death was the stab to the chest and blood was tongue. The cause of death was multiple stabs to the chest and neck. The death was
Finish it. Let's do this. Bring in the heat.
The investigation quickly shifted to their son Shane, who was found in an upstairs bathroom. Investigators determined Shane died by suicide after shooting himself. Come on. There's no They can't say for sure how Sue died. They know her cause of death is being shot, but manner is still a question mark. It's unclear whether she shot herself or if Shane shot her. So her manner of death is listed as
Time to turn the tide.
It's also unclear what holds Sue played in the murders of William and Eileen. Sheriff deputies say Shane was definitely involved, but they can't confirm whether his girlfriend was too. What we do know is that both Shane and Sue continued to live in the home for months while the bodies of William and Eileen sat in the street.
This.
Talk about something I know.
So perhaps you apologize as objective next time?
I can use pencils like gas and groceries. I'm using Upside every time I get my gas. I love it because it's easy, it's free, and of course there's the cashback. Here's what you do. Download the Upside app and then buy whatever you plan to purchase. Log it in the app and that's it. You get cash back.
To see how much you could earn, click the link in the description to download Upside. Or if you were called to the scene, how would you start your investigation? If you were called to the scene, how would you start your investigation?
Oh, this is one that's a horror movie when you get there. And once you get into the apartment, you have to, I was always taught as a young detective, when you go into a crime scene for chance any pockets, and you don't touch a thing, and you just kind of look around and give it a brief overview of what you got, where certain bodies are. But you want to take your time with going through the apartment. Obviously, you want to make sure that the body walks.
I will take over.
It's incredible information of that crime scene.
Adaptations are simply part of the course of this very bio. Analysis of this variant will offer us greater insight into life in the desert. Your assistance
Think what Jimmy tells me about this case. Things like this. I've seen things like this on a Desperate Housewives. Especially the whole Desperate Housewives, you know,
No, like you said, this is a movie, this is a Netflix series. You know, you don't come across these, but you have to be ready for everything. You know, when you're a cop, you know, you have to be ready for any possibility of a crazy call like this. And when you're a detective, you know, you're waiting for something like this to one day happen, and these guys did.
So to me, thinking about these bodies being in the freezer, it seems like preservation, maybe perhaps so that if the bodies were left out, they wouldn't start to decay, there wouldn't be a smell, that people wouldn't have to deal with them, who murdered them. I mean, what do you think was the reason for putting them in the freezer?
Well, so no one knows about it. You know, if you get them out of the house and you go dig a grave, dig, you know, whatever, or get rid of the bodies somehow, they're going to be found one way or another. And then that leads to an investigation. Whereas if they just stick them where they did, in a freezer, all it is at this point is a question. Question by neighbors, question by family members. Oh, have you seen them, where they've been? Instead of a, you know, onslaught of an investigation if they happen to get them out of the house. So that's the reason for doing it.
Do you think it makes it more difficult in terms of the investigation that these people were frozen, as far as what time of death or things that could have been involved in their body, they've now been frozen? It could make things more tough.
Well, it depends on the medical examination. You know, what they can get out of it. You know, they do miracles.
Rare sandspitter variant detected.
Absolutely.
Guidance protocol. The dune-dwelling sandspitters subsist on a diet of desert insects, which it ingests along with a heaping helping of grip and vomit. Note that it doesn't immediately regurgitate this excess.
Do you have a shower?
The creature holds it in reserve as a weapon if found
Oh,
one
okay.
way. Such evolutionary adaptations are simply part of the course of this era bio. Analysis of this variant will offer us greater insight into life in the desert. Your assistance is much appreciated.
If the Heavy wasn't able to pinpoint the time of death or whatever, they have a note that was written on the freezer with the time of death, the date that it happened, seemingly written by the son in this case. The parents were in the freezers, and then his handwritten note was on top of them talking about time of death. What do you make of that he took the time to know when it happened, and not necessarily why, but the time and date?
Yeah, it's weird. The exact reason for doing that, I don't know. Whether it's just, you know, this is going to sound weird.
Well, I got a $5 off thing, but it was...
His parents, and he just...
Yeah, really? Yeah, dude. I bought it.
Saying that, but that could be...
Oh my god.
Like, you're going to, you know, you have a starting point now with that. You're going to do a handwriting analysis of any other paperwork you can find in the house that matches maybe the son. So really to pinpoint, okay, he's the one who wrote those notes. and then you can see
So I'm cheering for you.
Killed back in July. They were in the freezers for several months, and the sun continued to live in the home. With these bodies in the freezer, still going about their day, doing whatever it is they're doing. Today, that's very have a body there, but then to continue living there.
Let's finish this.
What do you think of that? After they just stay there and fight for the work?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, the same stuff. You know, but it's that they entirely different environment. It's open. These people all on that. Staying there. That's something that we rely on over to analyze that type of thinking and really eat down maniacal way to do things. Not even just bodies, but
This right here is the power
which
of
makes
the
it
blade.
even diabolical.
An added layer whenever someone kills their parents or children. It just is enough. This is definitely for being out of this case. But also very investigators want to try to find out about motive. For instance, I went on the Facebook page generally, and he has posts about his death.
Come on, this is fucking bullshit.
Sure, like it seems like nothing very nice that he is on posting about his death. Now someone would shoot his dad, kill him. Actually, I believe stabbed and blunt force trauma to the head, and then put him in the freezer. It just doesn't seem like it would add up. Do you think investigators that would go through
Dude, this thing's a bitch.
Spectacular! Way to go!
Any other way, you know, you're gonna go through his room. You're gonna see if he wrote anything down. For some reason, when things like this happen, everyone has a journal. I don't know why, but it always pops up.
That was very impressive work, Cloud. Using the data from your battles, I've devised a new trial for the simulator.
Which I supervised.
I think you'll find it to be a most fascinating scenario, so please do
and neighbors and all that to try to get an outside view of what was going on with the relationship in that family.
Talking about neighbors, these are some of the people who first raised the red flag that something was off because they stopped seeing the parents coming and going, working on their vehicles in the driveway. They just weren't seen for several months. According to the reports that I've seen, police or first responders were called to the home multiple times before these bodies were found for a wellness check, but they weren't able to go inside. Why is that they couldn't enter?
I think we ought to do something for Cloud Jr., don't you?
You know, it's just a neighbor, and I don't mean to say it like that, but it's just a neighbor making a call saying, hey, I haven't seen someone. So the immediacy or the educated circumstances of going in aren't there. And that's why later on, what happened with getting family members to assist them is why that's in place, because they can go in without a problem to see what's going on. But it's just the circumstances of not raising it to that danger level, enabling police officers just to go into a home.
Yeah, the two parents had multiple children, and two of the other sons came, as you said, unlocked the door. They went inside, and one of these sons came rushing out saying there's blood, there's someone on the floor. When officers go in, they find, of course, these bodies in the freezer, but then the son has killed himself, and then his girlfriend is also dead too.
Oh, shit.
To me, that makes things even more complicated, because the person who committed these murders is
What
now
the fuck
dead
are
and
you-
perpetrated, but we can't even ask any questions about why everything happened. Is that right? You don't think, you know,
Bullshit. I was over there.
nothing. Somebody way back in the day. Oh, where did it come from? How did it get all these
Fucking stupid.
why everything happened. Is that right?
Yeah.
Try it, punk. Fucking try it, punk. Oh. Don't make me hurt you. No, I don't think they would. I don't think they would. Why I'm wondering, do not touch my fucking chicken sandwich. I'd rather eat my chicken sandwich than hurt you. No, you fucking kidding. You like tormenting me, you're a dork. You get mad at me for doing this shit to you, but you fucking do it to me all the time. I'm not mean. No, don't even start that fucking jibber jabber. A fart joke, I'm shocked.
Gone now. Only the strong survive.
Damn right. Yeah, this is stupid. I can come from this side, but I can't go over that little water thing. What the fuck is that? Yeah. Damn, I can't fucking get it. Dude. Bomb start. Huh? Yeah, I want me to follow it. I gotta do this too. That first. I am looking at him. I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm gonna have to. I'm going. Yeah. You will.
This must be the sandstorm.
This must be the sandstorm. No, I need help. Don't fuck with me. Go follow the chocobo. Help the chocobo. Fuck.
Drawn was I to the warrior's presence. And lo, whither should it lead me but these sweltering sands?
What is this thing?
No way.
What misfortune for you to venture so far for treasure already claimed. You would do well to leave, that I may collect what is by rights mine!
You think the proto-relic is yours?
Proto what now? Relic, you say? Ha! A ridiculous name, unworthy of my treasure! What you knaves covet is none other than a prize in my resplendent arsenal. Get... Uh-oh. Oh. This form! I can hold it no longer! Oh no, down I go!
So, what was that?
Oh, thank goodness I finally got through. Are you alright?
I'm fine. But what the hell was that just now?
I'm investigating the matter as we speak. In my initial analysis of the sand entity, I detected a proto-relic-like signal. I'm unsure how they're connected, but I fear we might be after the same thing.
Of course we are.
There's no telling where it might appear next. Please, be careful.
Okay. It sounds possible. I don't know. Nah, they got you. I know, they got you. I know, they got you. That's just it. Oh my fucking god. Such a dumbass.
It's not a tower.
Fuck you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we know you like your buns. You like your buns.
Here we go. Sorry. Not over yet. Comes down to this. Leave this. Let's settle this. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah? Yeah, it's okay. Those are your fries, that's why. The soda's already tipped over. Be careful of that soda. I told you could have those, so I don't care about that. Yep, might as well. Yep, might as well. Yeah. Yeah. Proud of yourself? Yeah, it's so empty. Yeah, it is. You're a fucking dork. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you. Oh.
signal is growing stronger. Perhaps there is a proto-relic in the nearby reactor.
You mean that thing?
It's some sort of monster's den. A fortress, if you will.
Whatever it is, I don't think we can get inside.
Whoa.
Commencing scan. I believe I have a match. The symbols resemble those found in the Book of Kings, an ancient tome. Allow me to translate. Interesting. Well then, in order to unlock this door, you'll need to locate a cactuar rock hidden somewhere in the desert.
What kind of rock?
A mineral deposit named for its distinct cactuar shape. Now that Cloud has made contact with this door, the rock we seek should be marked by a green glow. By the way, do you happen to see a cactuar-shaped statue anywhere nearby?
Oh!
That's it! That statue should guide you to the rock I spoke of, which in turn will serve as the key to the door.
So we must prove ourselves worthy.
I know you can do it.
That's awesome. No, I'm just glad I fast traveled that one spot and it was like literally right in front of me when I did it.
Allow me. That's that. Going in. Enough.
And don't come back!
Here goes. Oh,
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
Oh man, that was hilarious! Hey, you think there are any more of these amazing rocks out there?
Your pliability is most impressive.
Whatever. Let's go.
Where the fuck was it? Oh, it was this one. Put it on a game series. They might have made some, but it started out as a game. That wasn't like. Right. Well, when I was a kid, you would go on Game Facts and you get the text dumps, they were called. And it's just all the text from the game, so you can read the story or what, you know what I mean? Go to figure out one. It depends.
Oh, they're adorable. What are they saying? You know?
To them, the proto-relic is the treasure of the sands, it seems, which they have kept safe for generations. Moreover, they are duty-bound to ensure its safety until its rightful owner comes to claim it.
Wonder who that is.
For all we know, it could simply be a myth.
You're saying these guys have their own fairy tales? Sounds pretty silly to me.
Hang on a sec. Who are you calling a fairy? Whoa! No need for all that. Name's G, Kid G. Descended from a long line of goblins. I look after these cactuars. It's a duty passed down to me from my forebears.
Wait, you can talk?
Speech ain't that hard, lady. Where there's a will, there's a way. Given your present company, I'm shocked you haven't shaken that preconception.
He does have a point.
Quoth Cactuar scripture, the Book of Kings. Unto those who seek the treasure of these sands, a trial shall be given. If you think you've got what it takes to be the treasure's rightful owner, you're gonna have to prove it first.
Where'd they all come from?
And now your trial. Take down the cactuars within the time allotted. You can't. Oh, it looks like we have ourselves a volunteer.
Who? Me?
I gotta even get the fucking score. Whoa! Jeez. I got my ass kicked. This is gonna be harder than I thought. No. Right.
Just leave us alone, will ya? Get going!
Oh my god. Yeah. So fucking close. Why are these things so hard to kill? Jesus.
You're gonna get what's coming to you. Run like a chocobo.
Got it. Oh, just in time too. Fuck yeah. You ate some fries though. There you go. No, you said it. Remember, you were saying that the whole time.
Gotta say, I'm impressed.
You gonna hand over the proto relic then?
Huh? Never heard anyone call it that before. But I'm a goblin of my word. So here. And so, as promised, your piece of the prize.
Piece? You want the whole thing, Shrimp?
Then you're gonna need to go around and gather up the other bits. Put it together yourself.
Right. So what they're saying is
that more trials await. And that yours truly will be your guide. See you next time.
But an unexpected and exhilarating turn of events. An ancient treasure guarded by an army of cactuars and a goblin, not to mention the mysterious giant of the sands, and the, increase in body temperature detected. I've already picked up another signal from the proto-relic, or rather, head for modular reactor 2.
Say, how many...
Several. These modular Mako reactors were erected throughout the desert as a means of generating and supplying power to the gold saucer to avoid accelerating the desertification of the region. The reactors are periodically cycled between active and dormant states.
Who would have thought all that...
In any case, the reactors, I honestly doubt Shimmer could produce anything half as resilient as this combination of sand and cactuar nectar.
So. He's going south. Oh, this fucking sucks. I really don't.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon Sparkles. And imagine that if your AAA title doesn't sell, your turn to choose pretty good, you get fired.
Yeah, that usually happens.
So we're going to talk about people associated with Dragon Age and the Veilguard, actually. The director has left BioWare. I do not think the director left BioWare on their own.
Well, what they say they would do, other opportunities?
Yeah, they're probably moving on to other opportunities.
Yeah, well, that translation means they got fired.
We have a copy, I think, of that letter from John Trent on Phantom Pulse. Has it? Now, this was actually rumored by Rums and Smash JDT, I think, on Twitter a few days ago, and then finally got confirmed, of course. They're not going to give them credit. That's
what we try to do. We try to give them credit because we ourselves get tired of the fact that there's lots of stuff that goes on behind the scenes and these conversations we have with people that they then run with what Neon says, and then everybody applauds them for being so smart. They took it from Neon and never got the to begin with.
Yeah, at some point you get tired of it. So.
Yeah, it's really
I think you do, but anyway, whatever. Regardless, yeah, they're gone. They're gone. So let's talk about this. I can't imagine why this new game caused the director to get gone. So before we get into any further, please subscribe for more guys. So yeah, let's talk about the sales of the Dragon Age Veilguard and this character here, Tosh. Basically, what normies know about her is that about them is that they're non-binary, and they will tell you every month.
Actually, normies so bland about that. And anyway, those normies get helpful time. So I'm fixing it for you. Normies don't care about that.
People who have not purchased the game have probably seen this character. They're like, what's the big deal with this dragon character and the whole thing? And there are multiple scenes in that character being non-binary. That was basically the marketing of the game. And that's not the game.
The marketing for the game is about the character being non-binary.
Pretty much.
And that was supposed to make people want to play the game.
Yeah, because
that was supposed to work.
Representation.
And they thought this would work.
It didn't work.
Well, no, I know it wouldn't work, but they thought it would.
They thought it would, yes, because they think it's 2015 or 2016.
Okay, no.
So this is just a couple of weeks ago. This is on comicbook.com. Dragon Age the Veilguard's quick sales concerning the new Dragon Age game might not be reaching the heights that EA desired. And it's EA. They're not gonna catch much slack. I said most AAA games that this new still tend to retail for the full price they released it at. It's now 2 months now. It's already on sale. As of the time of this writing, Dragon Age Veilguard has received some substantial price cuts across different marketplaces. bringing the game to $39.99.
Or pay them.
Right. Also, part of the various holiday sales that are happening to close out 2024. Others seem to simply be new price points for the Veilguard that might stick around. Yeah, because nobody's paying that. It was supposed to be a $70 game, and then they had to slash it, and they just kept slashing it, and it just did not go well for them.
So now the on the top price will still go right.
And it's not doing well. So
what about free?
If you thought about just giving it away, if you thought about maybe paying people to play the game, to take the game, right? Let's go bundle that shit already. So yeah, Game Rant has the story. It's official news now. Then we'll go out and we'll get the.
But they didn't give credit.
They didn't give.
Of course they did.
So
we know what that's like. We totally do.
Dragon Age Veilguard directors Bob Byler, Green Bush, the game director, is leaving. Bush's exit is said to be unrelated. Bullshit.
Yeah,
Bullshit. Byler is shifting its focus to the next Mass Effect title, leaving the future of the Dragon Age series unclear. Well, it's not selling. Guess why?
They're not making another one.
So my understanding is that, and I have not played this one, my understanding is it's vastly different from the other Dragon Age games. And
Yep.
people just go like, who the hell? Who is this for? Who is this for? So yeah, this October was the long-awaited fourth game of the series, and nobody bought it. So it wasn't that much, right? So yeah, they're like, oh my god, it's a surprising shakeup. Many fans of the series were pleased by many aspects of the Veilguard. Responses to poll rounds online, not saying why. They're not saying why people had a problem with it. Now there's a surprise shakeup. A new report from Eurogamer confirmed recent rumors that Green Bush, the game director of Dragon Age Veilguard, is leaving BioWare. These rumors also claim that BioWare Edmonton will be closing its doors.
Is this person on call to identify as Beta?
Yes.
I was gonna tell you.
They have reason to issue this person is somewhere in the gender spectrum. Yes. So 20 BioWare 2019, Bush helped design several systems across numerous entries in the Sims franchise and Axis. According to the report, confirming the departure from BioWare for exit is unrelated.
Wait, I found it. Transwoman and game design director.
Okay. So
on the spectrum.
On the spectrum, and that completely tracks because 9 times out of 10, when you see the gender ideology become the focal point of the game, even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, or you just get broken, it's a huge lot. It's because somebody, or somebody was doing something. Okay. So, EA has yet to confirm whether the game's sales met expectations. They're not going to say we threw them out on their ass because the sales were terrible. You can read between the lines, though, right? I mean, Jesus, NME, again, marketing Dragon Age Veilguard includes a cutscene about pronouns and press-ups. Yes, if you misgender someone, you have to do push-ups.
Wait, what?
To apologize.
For real?
Yes, well, that's how you do it. That's how they do it.
Our bird might have already been caught in one of the others.
But if you don't.
Only one way to find out.
Then you're not sorry enough. You have to do it.
Somebody is annoying me. This is very, very confused by this whole thing. I'm just like, why can't you just say King of Dragons? Why do you have to do push-ups? And why do you have to...
Because you misgender someone, and that is...
Why? Explain this to what you are. Explain what's going on. I'm just sitting here like, what?
Not doing push-ups to apologize for misgendering. Anyway, so this is the rumor has been confirmed that she's leaving, but the studio could get shut down. They're saying that's not the case. Guys, here's look at this. Okay. Time to say goodbye. Today's my last day of BioWare. After much contemplation, I decided to pursue a new challenge and a new project.
A nebulous new project.
I want to do adventures, guys.
Hear that? Actually, you got wrong and let you say fake.
Get the butterflies are in upstate New York.
No, so that's true. I'm just saying, in a lot of cases, that usually ends up being what happens.
Okay, so here's the thing. If it was a planned departure, it would not be like, hey guys, I'm leaving today. It would be like, hey guys, just so you know, I put my notice in, I'm going to be gone in 2 weeks, or I'm going to be gone in 1 month, we're going to finish up this project, and then
we're because, like, did you say because, I was 6 years old there, or something like that. It wouldn't be like, I'm gonna go into our project with no notice.
I am going to go out on the limb and say they fired Kareem Bush. And
No, fuck you.
to save face, they probably gave.
That's the dumbest shit.
A generous severance package to shut the fuck up and not sue them. And that's what I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna be like, yeah, hey, this game did not perform. We need you out of here. yeah. Thanks for burning hundreds of millions of dollars. Here, take this lump of money and shut the hell up. Sign these papers and send it in a nice letter that you're going to the butterfly farm, and that's it.
So here's the letter. It wasn't easy decision, and I mean it when I say it's hard to read this. I love BioWare, the Dragon Age team, and what we've all accomplished together. Doing push-ups with you to gender someone. My testimony has been the highlight of my career. I want to offer my personal thanks to each of you for your trust, your companionship, and for the many ways in which you inspired me and helped me grow. I'll be eagerly waiting to see what great experiences you create next, and as a fan, I'll be rooting for you. If I can leave you with any advice, it is this. We all know making games is hard. Part of why we do it. Games also have people and the response that we have to learn how to sometimes you celebrate the voice of the challenge and work
Let's stay in touch.
You take too long to make games suck. The audience
Yeah, that's that. Right?
Okay.
They're not even like acknowledging.
Calling fire.
They don't want to get
You're good.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's go.
I don't expect I think we're going to see a lot of these replacements.
No. Went through trouble making that trap, and look how they...
We've got more.
For itself, Microsoft is making money on them. And, like, if Activision can't even turn a profit, what hope is there for this shit? I'm just saying. We're gonna wrap this up.
Yep.
Alright, please subscribe for more pop culture news, rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
We were all moving past it. They keep bringing it up. So.
Why do you feel scared at all? Well, an answer, but not the only answer, is empathy. Either you are invested in a character or you are imagining what it would be like if you were in that same situation. If you were being hunted by some unstoppable supernatural force, surrounded by zombies, stalked by nightmares. Terrifying. If you
I'm sorry, why did you use Twilight footage, right? I think, is that supposed to like sort of be a joke? Like, yeah, I'm ending the Twilight is ended tomorrow. It just this is why it didn't end. That was like a conscious thing, and then I didn't catch the first one. I'm just going to my way, I'm just like, well, okay, go on.
Surrounded by zombies, stalked by nightmares. Terrifying. If you were a joke in the situation in place of the character, you have had to come up with it. So again, doesn't it feel so intuitive that everything should be heightened since you are that character? You are in control. You are in dangerous situations the characters on their own. Well, it turns out, no, not at all. At least not right. It's not right. It's probably script, right? You feel like just send it. It's just not saying that even to that part of project, that just I think lost line. For the section like about novel movies, and I think it's like it's nothing to take out the actual right? And I think what I realized was what this video comes out just read it like this again. Basically, did sort of battle subjective topics. Like what he just said, like it's just not the case. Well, that's not the case. Yeah, but does he say? There was a chat saying he says for me as well. You are that character. You are in control. You are in dangerous situations instead of the characters on their own. Well, it turns out, no, not at all. At least not for me. Okay, so what is it? At all. At least not for me. It's like, alright.
Actually, you got so fucking sideswept by that first comment. You're just like, this is true. It's like the police show up. You go, I didn't do anything. They go, and they slowly back away.
The video game protagonists aren't human. You cannot fully commit to imagining what it would be like if you were to take their place because you are already in the place along with them. What? In addition to the superpowers, every video game.
This is where it gets really confusing.
This is where it gets really all human.
Are you 50-year-old? This is ridiculous. CDC now recommends you get vaccinated against superpower the most. Why? If you're 50 and older, even if you're healthy, you're 6 times more likely to be hospitalized. So schedule
What's up?
Hey, I think we finally found our boy.
Galaxy S24.
Look,
I got him.
Let's go. It's not so that I treat shot bombs that new cheaper. It's hard to 570. It's just like the algorithm. National challenge most. Expected in the box, we also got information guides and awards. And that's about it. It's nice and reasonably sized card, which I'm happy to see because some of the AIB designs for the V580 were like needlessly large. Like it did not need a triple N design for one card. This is nice. I know it's small, but it's a very small. So if you have a narrow case, you might have issues, but I would expect this to fit pretty much anywhere you want it to put it. Just looking around the card, you can see that it has a single 80-pin VGA power connector because this is a card. It doesn't require a lot of juice, just requires one state.
Jesus Christ! I'm set.
It's not over yet. But in the 5 you did notice that there are chances of large spikes along the central part. So you're not going to that's not 3 slate form 2.1 slot is a 60x connection. So it is just an extra form. This one's fun. I wouldn't buy this for its looks. Strong average it's not a track plate, but it's stylish like Tonka trucks and or rocket ships. I just like that it has a teaser close to the design. The board itself looks a little bit longer than this one's not going to tell me on the right, but I don't really think that's an issue. I also think that fans who would why I'm operating this one. Look at how much space you have. Let's just have that's just what's on the outside. What's on the inside? I didn't say this. Is the V570. So let's talk a little bit about what that means. Obviously, V570 is slightly cut down by the versus every points found on the V5, and it's still based on Intel's X2 architecture. Yeah, it works. Architecture comes with basically
every single possible part. It is quite a change over the original XE architecture that's now on the Alchemist series of GPUs, and it has caused a massive uplift in performance and huge improvements in efficiency. Well, I'll tell you all about it on Breakfast for the Last sponsor section.
Thanks to Jawa for sponsoring today's video. Sell your old graphics card and offset the cost of a new one with the help of Jawa, an online marketplace for gamers and PC enthusiasts. All you have to do is follow the steps on their site to get an instant quote and a free shipping label. That's right. Don't want to go with the hassle of
Thought you were gonna wind up monster child.
Actually talk to real-life people new. They'll also have some PCs with the new
Is that your way of saying you're good on your own?
builders soon. Stay tuned for those if you're looking for
But
something
go
ready to
straight
go.
on.
Click the link in the description to learn more today.
One thing I noticed right away is that the RGB's really bright. Needlessly so, what's a little bit more enjoyable is the fact that the fans have a 0 decibel mode where they just don't run when things are nice and cool. You appreciate it. You love the not here. As B570 is a cut-down version of the B580 by about 10%, but it's usually not a one-to-one thing. The 4070 Ti and the 4070 Super are the same chip, but their performance and their CUDA core counts do not correlate one-to-one. The difference in CUDA cores is greater than the difference in performance between those two cards. That's pretty normal. Usually the gap is a little bit smaller. So I'm hoping to see that this card performs closer to the maybe just 8% worse than the B580. That's kind of optimistic. So the B580, already a great price, $250 for a really highly performant card. B570 is coming $30 cheaper, except for this one specifically because it's an OC variant. It's $10 more, but that $10 rates a 100 megahertz OC from the factory, which means it's pretty close to how fast the B580 runs. The B580 runs at 2670 megahertz, and ASRock Challenger B570 is running at 2600 megahertz. So maybe that will make up some of the performance even more. Let's take a look at Labs numbers. Across all of our games at 1080, we see the Intel Arc B580 outperforming the B570 by about 15.5% for average FPS and 16% for low FPS. And that's kind of disappointing considering that this is the pricey jack away from $250. You could literally skip lunch twice and buy a better GPU. It's almost too close in price for it to make a ton of sense. It doesn't appear to have any major problems in any specific games. Across our suite, it's a consistent loss. There's nothing interesting. Black Myth Wukong, none of these cards can really handle it, with not even the 4060 being able to pass 30 frames per second. To be fair, Black Myth Wukong is at cinematic settings, which kind of brings every system to its knees, but the 4060 is only winning by 7 to 12%. And that card
Forecast gets it wrong.
Do not even tell me. Oh my fucking god, I'm gonna fucking break this game. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh, I like doing that either. Fuck.
This can really blow your budget.
That account
is still $300. The question might be, do you want the 580 right now and can't get it because it's pretty hard to get? Well, maybe you can deal with the 570, but even then, it's just that's a big disappointment in terms of performance relative to the B580's price. And at 1080p ray tracing, it doesn't really get any better. The 4060 and the B580 both lead the B570 by about 16% average frame rates, and in 1% lows, the 4060 wins by 20%. Yeah, it's kind of a blowout. And the B580 is at 19% better. When you're not saving that much money, it becomes hard to justify that much of a performance. When we look at 1440p, the story gets a little bit better for the B570. Just as we saw with Alchemist GPUs and with the B580, Intel really scales well when the resolution is ranked. The B570 basically catches right up with the RTX 4060. The RTX 4060 is only leading by about 2% in averages and 4.7% in lows. That's a really compelling offer, right? Like, this is $70 cheaper than the 4060. but it's just not as clear of a victory as the V580 was, which was basically just an obvious win. Do you know what is kind of crazy? For how hard NVIDIA pushes Cyberpunk, it doesn't win in any resolution against the Intel cards. I guess this is as good of a time as I need to talk about an elephant that is good. Harbor Unboxed found that on lower tier CPUs, Intel could fall really far behind compared to the RTX 4060. But when you pair it with a high-end CPU, like what reviewers typically use to test GPUs to make sure that there's no bottlenecks, it starts to look a lot better. It scales massive. Which I know that you might be getting cynical. You probably want to go, oh, they just made sure it was optimized for whatever the reviewers used, so the reviewers would praise it and give it good press. And I'm not saying that they didn't do that, but what I am saying is that it's more likely tied to significant driver overhead. Which means that if you are bottlenecked at the CPU, the bottleneck's going to be way tighter on an Intel card than on an NVIDIA card. There are some real deep dives that have been done. Chips and Cheese did a really interesting blog post where he broke down API calls as well as like everything that's going into a specific frame while it's rendering on the ARC. That shows that there is a lot of efficiency gains that Intel still needs to make that's going to reduce the load on your CPU. It's important to know that the whole reason that we test with high-end CPUs is to show the hardware working without a bottleneck. So, you know, your mileage may vary. You'll be free to expect that Intel's going to probably overcome these issues. Obviously, you should never buy a product based on future promises that it will improve. You should only purchase something based on how it is at the moment you get it. So make sure to take a look at those other articles and videos before you make a purchasing decision. Also, you should take a look at the live stream that we're doing, where we're going to be testing out any game that viewers are asking for on the new B570 to see how they run, to see if those driver issues are getting worked on. We will say it's better than it was a few years back with our Alchemist, but clearly there's still some work to be done. On top of that, you also have features like XeSS 2, which comes with a whole host of features. They have like an NVIDIA Reflex clone, have frame gen clone, as well as a super sampling clone. XeSS is like super resolution and stuff is quite good. And their frame gen's arguably better than AMD's, but it's a very quiet card. And if that's a priority for you, I think you're pretty happy. We take a look at hardware info. How are we doing for temperatures? Staying at 60. I wonder if we can get it a little bit higher and see how loud this thing will get under an intense load. It's hitting about 70 degrees on the GPU. Core temperature is at 56. Memory temperature is at 70. GPU global temperature is usually the one you want to look at. The GPU global setting is just the hottest sensor that is on this card. It's very quiet for staying at 70 degrees Celsius.
Like, how many people do you see? Only 2? Guess again. Use these tips to be seen. Wear light reflective clothing. Carry a bright light. Walk facing traffic.
Also, it should be noted it's on a test bench. It's like a best case scenario thermally. Now we're not running it for a super long time. If it was in a case, it would saturate the air, get some temperatures climb. The max temperature for these GPUs is even at 85 degrees Celsius. So you're not, it doesn't seem like we're too close, though. It might actually be lower on this card. But it looks like we are down clocking now that we are at 72 degrees. We're actually getting above what the OC says. It's reporting 2750 megahertz. 2650 megahertz, and it's supposed to be OC to just 2600 megahertz. Yeah, it's still dead quiet. You could easily make a trade-off for a little bit more noise if you wanted it to run even further. Now we're settling in at 2600, so maybe it's gonna, at the start of a heavy workload, we're gonna overshoot that OC, but now it's gonna settle in. So on top of getting XeSS 2, you also have other great features like a super capable encoder, decoder on the card. QuickSync is awesome. So if you're somebody who's into streaming and you want to do AV1 encoding or even just typical H.264 stuff, you're gonna have a super high performance card that's gonna be able to handle a lot of streams or a really high resolution video. This is the same encoder and decoder. It's not cut down in any way compared to what's on the B580, so you can check out a review on that. Honestly, I think that it's just not really enough to justify how small of a price cut it is. The fact that it doesn't keep up with the 4060 is a bummer. Even though price to performance, it probably still puts up a good fight. I just really think that if you can find a B580 at MSRP, you're just going to be better off with that. So, like, why does this exist? If this was at $200, it would be super compelling, though it would risk Intel kind of probably cannibalizing their own sales. So I can see why they kind of had to, make a decision. But if all of the A to B OC cards would be just $20 cheaper as well, if it's A580, or just $30 cheaper than like an AIB B580, why does this exist? The answer is probably yields. Intel have B580 chips that just aren't going to be functioning properly. Turn off a few of those cores, slap a new name on it, and you can sell that. If it is for yields, if they're trying to sell through stuff, they should make it more compelling pricing. But as we've seen, there's already a bit of problems with B580, so we've got software. But I don't know. Thank you for watching Short Circuit. If you like this video, check out the live stream. We've been trying out a ton of different games. We'll probably play Marvel Rivals on that live stream.
It's easy to spot a Planet Fitness member. They all look strong.
One CPU that basically split off, and we're like, we need startup funding. And oh my god, you guys. Okay, sure. And, I've talked about this on the Land Show before. I had no idea if they were going to succeed, really. I knew they're, good guys. I knew they're super big guys, but this is a big project. It's a big undertaking. But what I knew was that I wanted their product to exist. An easier DIY NAS software. It's built on TrueNAS, and it's got a really pretty interface, and it's designed to be TrueNAS rock solid in the foundation, and pretty modern. Pretty and modern, not somewhat. Pretty and modern in the front end. Anyway, fast facts. They've sold approximately 28,000 licenses so far. So, suck it, haters, basically. The number of people that are like, it's not for you. It's not for anybody.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and it not being for you is totally fine.
Totally fine.
Use it.
Totally fine. Bare TrueNAS and get in there in the command line. Do it. Do it.
There's some people I talked to excitedly about this. There are other people that I would have never brought it up once.
Yeah,
because it's just not applicable to them.
Hashtag has more than doubled the team size since the launch, with at least 3 more hires planned in 2025. And I wish I could tell you what this is. But they have already reinvested in the community with a 6-figure sponsorship of an open source development project. Should be announced soon. It's really cool. Game changer. The sheer volume.
I'm going to ask you this: is it going to work with their thing?
Cool. Yeah, of course. But it'll be open source.
Nice.
Cool. Nice. The sheer volume of support has made us rethink our development approach for 2025. More info soon. Once we have the new team ramped up, I should have time to post some comprehensive updates through blog posts. Exciting times. Alright, so that's it. I don't want to spend too much time on this. It's after Pro Tour.
And I told you I shifted my weightlifting days to flexibility days.
Yeah. In general, I feel pretty good. There are things that are sore that I'm not used to being sore.
Like your arm?
Like your perineum.
Perineum? Oh, my goodness. Come on. That's always sore. Come on. Yeah.
My name's Diane Hayes, and I've been here for almost a year. This position is no pay, drop it up, and I deliver all of parts. My daily responsibility is to preach this on my tractor. Get my paperwork. After that, I will find my tractor. They're all on lanes. You ain't got to worry about changing gears. So you don't have to crank dolly legs. And so, yeah. All right.
What are you waiting for? Go on, touch it.
Ladies first.
Oh no, you're way better at the whole putting yourself in harm's way
Empires
thing.
have come and gone.
Fine.
The Mongols, the Romans, the Franks. They were all once great empires of the known
Kidding
world.
me?
Even in the video game world, once great companies eventually fall. Even Atari, the once powerful company that brought gaming into
Word of
house,
advice?
now publishes
Don't fight
Dragon Ball Z
Yeah, be
fighting
the voice of
games.
experience.
A company that will never be the same. What was once the notable rival to Nintendo
Nintendo's hardware machine.
What did I
Now
do to
makes
deserve
software for
this?
various companies, including Nintendo.
Let's head back to the
Sega's
reactor.
final days were with the Dreamcast, the first 128-bit home console, and the first home console to come with a modem out of the box. Although the Dreamcast is essentially dead, it's still considered one of the greatest gaming systems ever put out by Sega. This is our two-part episode on the history of the Dreamcast, its rise to greatness, and its eventual downfall. The Dreamcast, on the Gaming Historian. Well, it's finally happened. I've been accused of being a Nintendo fanboy. Now, the truth is, the last 3 of my 4 videos have been primarily Nintendo-based, but come on, guys. Well, I guess it doesn't help I have this World of Nintendo sign hanging right here. But, I mean, I like Nintendo, but the truth is, my first 16-bit system was a Sega Genesis. And look, I even have this Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon on VHS. I love this stuff. Yeah, anyways, thanks to you guys sending in all these requests, I've got a ton of
Sure took you long enough.
stuff I
What do
can
you
look
say?
at.
Want to jump right into your
Look at
second
something
trial?
Sega related. Dustin wanted to know more about the Dreamcast and why it failed in the
You
United
know
States.
how this ends.
Well, it's a long story, and this will be a 2-part episode.
Do I
so
ever?
Let's
But
get
do
started.
you? Holy
Our
crap!
story begins with the Sega Saturn. After Sega repeated attempts to keep the Sega Genesis alive, the Sega CD, and the Sega 32X add-ons, they finally decided to release an actual new 32-bit console.
Can I give it a
It
go?
was supposed to be launched in September of
Fine by
1995,
me.
but
If the
Sega
little
wanted
lady
to
wants
jump
to show
ahead
off,
of the new
I say
Sony
let her.
PlayStation. So they pushed the release date forward to May 11th, 1995. This irritated many developers for games of the Saturn, who suddenly did not have time to take advantage of the Saturn launch day. Despite this, Sega launched their new console May 11th, 1995, about 4 months before the release of the Sony PlayStation. However, Sega was about to get a rude awakening.
Here it comes!
Pretty clearly. The Sony PlayStation launched September 9th, 1995. That gave the Sega Saturn a 4-month lead in the console race. They had sold 80,000 units by then. On the first day alone, however, Sony PlayStation sold 100,000 units. Now, talking about an epic fail on Sega. And to make matters worse, the Nintendo 64 launched on September 29th, 1996. And they had sold 400,000 units in just 4 months. Suddenly, the Sega Saturn was in 3rd place and dying quickly. By 1997, Sega had sold only 12% of the console market. It was obvious that this once prominent company was slipping away. Sega realized their situation and decided on their last-ditch effort, a brand new 128-bit system. Katana in development, Sega officially announced the Dreamcast on May 21st, 1998. It would include a 56K memory for online play, stereo sound, and a 3D graphics chip made by NEC. The game was made on GPROMs, which were double dense.
Damn, NEC was
1 gigabyte of data. The Dreamcast launched on November 27th, 1998.
Ready?
Launched successfully with graphics chips from NEC. Sega felt it went horribly wrong. Sega shipped about 450,000 systems in the first few weeks, but felt 200,000 to 300,000 additional units could have been sold if we could have had enough supply. Then came the worst news Sega could possibly imagine. On March 2nd, 1999, Sony officially announced the PlayStation 2 in Tokyo, Japan. PlayStation 2 was expected to launch the next year and would have amazing capabilities. It could render 60 million polygons per second compared to the Dreamcast's 3 million. Games could be made on DVDs, which could hold about 8.5 gigabytes of data on dual-layer discs. The Dreamcast could only hold about 1.2 gigabytes. The PS2 would also support broadband internet, while the Dreamcast would have to wait for a broadband adapter to be made. The final name of the cockpit, probably the number one reason why Sega was so nervous, was the ability for the PS2 to play DVD.
When the Sega Dreamcast launched in the United States, the system was obsolete. Once they started to arrive here, Sega started to install a database and provide a lot of great software for the PlayStation 2 store.
Sega's Bernard Stoller responded to the PS2 with, "Sony's machine sounds impressive, but the fact is, it's still on paper. Dreamcast is here now. Also, he's working to create that hardware, Sega's already in the marketplace with Dreamcast. Due to internal conflict, Sega ousted Stoller and replaced him with Peter Moore. Yes, Peter Moore. Many know Peter Moore today as the president of EA Sports and as the former vice president of Microsoft's Interactive Entertainment Business Division. Did you know Peter Moore began his work for Microsoft based on his experience with the Dreamcast? The Dreamcast was hyped up with ads stating the launch date $99.99 for $199. The North American launch was June 7th. Sales were to reach the console after selling out. Sega sold